What's happening, both of you? What's going on, gang? Did everybody enjoy the Super Bowl? What a blowout. Wow. I didn't see that. I saw Philadelphia winning. I did not see that kind of beatdown. Although I thought if it was going to be a beatdown, then it would be Philadelphia doing the beating. I thought they were the better team, but a lot of smoke and mirrors this year with the chefs. But hey, what are you going to do? They made it to a third straight Super Bowl. They just happened to not play very well once they got there. So it changes the narratives on a lot of things. So you stop thinking of them as the greatest team of all time, which they were going for. You have to put on pause the GOAT conversation for Patrick Mahomes. Because, Cloud Ken, it looks like you are definitely first. There's only 3, so chances were good someone was going to be first. But good to see you. Good to see you. And anyone else who's out there. We're starting a little bit early, a little bit late, because originally scheduled this for 9:30, but I had to clean up after breakfast, get the dogs and everybody. Good morning. Get everybody ready and going. So, but we made patriotic French toast. Actually, I made what this is stuffed French toast. So I made my normal French toast with Splenda instead of sugar. Yeah, eggs, milk. What the fuck else did I put in there? I don't even remember. Vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, pumpkin pie spice. And then I took seedless raspberry preserves and vanilla Greek yogurt, and mixed that together to stuff between these slices of French toast. Topped it with some 0 sugar whipped cream, butter, and berries. Served it with a couple sausages, some syrup, and an egg. It was delicious. Some juice. Where are you going? It's hard to beat. It's a full meal. I'm full. Probably have to go to the bathroom pretty soon. There's a lot of food. But we'll save that for another time. But yeah, the chefs lost badly to the Eagles. I was kind of pulling for the Eagles because of Saquon Barkley, who they effectively shut down. Still got blown out. And they got blown out a lot because Patrick Mahomes played terribly. What a terrible performance. He had a quarterback rating of 1 at the end of the first half. If he doesn't get a couple garbage time touchdowns, he's probably got a QBR of like 40. Yeah, he was horrid. He was absolutely horrid. He had happy feet from the beginning. The first half, I believe that the Eagles had more points than they had yards. They had 1 first down in the first half. That came on their first play from scrimmage. And then the beatdown was on. They just got run over. It was embarrassing. And it's going to take a lot of those GOAT conversations and put them on hold for a while because, if you do the three-peat, you're in the conversation of greatest team of all time. If you do and it also puts Mahomes further into the GOAT quarterback conversation. But for now, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of his, I did appreciate what he accomplished. It's hard to beat Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady lost 3 Super Bowls by a total of 15 points. These guys were down like 40-6 at one point before they rallied for 2 late scores in Philadelphia. They were putting all the backups in. At the end, they were getting everybody a little Super Bowl playing time. Even Kenny Pickett, former Steeler first-round pick Kenny Pickett, got in for a couple plays there at the end. Yeah, it's the bottom of the barrel when Kenny Pickett's in the game. But they're wrestling. They just pulled a bunch of people because they were just up so bad. But embarrassing, and that's two embarrassing Super Bowl losses because they got embarrassed by Tom Brady and the Buccaneers a few years ago. That's going to take you out of the GOAT conversation when you're losing badly. So, like the Patriots 07 team going for the undefeated season, that wasn't a blowout. I mean, it wasn't the offensive juggernaut performance that they'd been putting on all year, but it wasn't, they didn't get blown out of that game. And if David Tyree doesn't make the helmet catch, they might even win that. They might eke that one out, but they didn't get crushed. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Down 24-0 at the half, and I wasn't even. It was so bad. I wasn't even thinking. What were the Patriots down at the half to Atlanta? But you kind of didn't count them out because you just kind of knew that maybe Tom Brady could bring them back, and he did. And they won the game in overtime. Patrick Mahomes, I had no warm fuzzies going on there. That was pretty emasculating. Sorry, Chiefs fans, that was bad. That was really, really bad. So, but doesn't mean we can't have breakfast. So we did. I told you I got a bunch of that Texas toast, so we'll be making some other dishes with it. So I made another French toast dish. This one, a stuffed French toast. The zero sugar whipped cream, the zero sugar Chobani yogurt, the Simply Fruit with nothing added, seedless red raspberry. It's not quite as sweet as it looks. Sweet tasting, but not quite as a jolt to my system and my blood sugar. Hopefully that won't kill me. What else we have going on here last couple days since last we talked? The creamsicle was out yesterday. Such a beauty. Beauty, eh? Oh, yeah. My Better Than Moses spicy curry chicken wings. Kind of felt bad. I was on that panel the other day, so I ran out and grabbed what was left, and it was these small wings that were left. It wasn't a lot to choose from. So OC kept saying during the Moses thing, "Look how small those wings are." And the whole time I'm thinking, my wings are in the refrigerator in a dry rub, and they're tiny, teeny tiny wings. But there's actually a dozen of them. I just plated 8. Yeah, they just look better on the plate that way. So there's always the reality of what I actually eat versus what I present. But those were the spicy curry wings that I was talking about. Yum. We had the Eagles for the win. That was Sunday's French toast. Yes. A loom shot, a little breakfast montage. It's kind of more of a recent breakfast, I think. Chilaquiles. Gonna come up with another creative breakfast idea. It's hard. Creating breakfast that you guys haven't seen over and over again is hard. It's a lot of work. You guys have no idea the amount of work I put in to bring you valuable breakfast content. But delicious. I do get to eat the fruits of my labor. So there is that part. Maybe I should go out and let someone else cook breakfast for me. That might be an idea. But the chicken wings were delicious. At the end, they kind of tossed some scallion and cilantro on top. Not quite the mess that Moses made. They didn't serve anything. In Moses' defense, they didn't have many spices in ancient Israel. Oh my, yeah, but you have access to them now. I grew up the son of my mother's Irish, and she's like a spiceless cooker. She's salt and pepper only. That's the way I grew up. So I found a way to incorporate and make spices. So no excuses there. No excuses. Oh man, my father's family, my mother's family's Irish, came over in the early 1900s, and my father's family actually traced them back to Wales, and coming over in the 1700s into Canada, and then settling into Western New York, upstate Western New York. I have family, like, if I kind of, not family I'm really close to or talk to that much, but they're all over upstate Western New York. I can find family. So they've been here for that side of the family's been here for a while. They weren't very spicy either, though. None of them were. No, until I started experimenting in the kitchen. Not a lot of spice. Not a lot of spice. So what's happening, guys? The chat is quiet. I know it's a lot of people are at work just listening. The link is pinned at the top if somebody wants to join the channel. That is always an option. We did see, let's see here if I can find it. Maybe not. Perhaps it's gone. Did have a link to something, but I got rid of it. I might have gotten rid of it. All right. Never mind. False alarm. The cat is outside lightly crying today to get into the room. But we'll leave her out there for a little bit before we start our watch discussions. I'm kind of thinking of going to look at a couple watches today. Shocking. I got a idea in my head that I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Still, I got a message from my former and soon to be future boss, just saying, making sure our time frame was still on. So it looks like I'm going to go back to work on the Monday, the 24th. Like I said, we'll start in a lesser of a position. What am I considering? Well, let's see. That would take some of the surprise out of it, Anthony. There's a few watches I'm considering, and I don't want to just say it. Glad to hear you're employed. Yeah, so I'm a bit of a worker bee, so that part's not, I always have the drive to be at work. I also have the need for medical insurance. It is so expensive. It's ridiculous how expensive it is. I am just shocked. But yeah, so I'm going to start on the sales floor until they think they're a month or two away from needing another manager. There's some stuff going on there. I can always still look for other managerial positions, but this is a company I kind of like to work for. They had a real good benefits plan. They had a good pay plan, good bonus plan. So there was a lot to like there. So we'll just see. We'll see how that works out. I like the people. And one of the managers reached out to me last night, was like, I know things. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I didn't know who knew what or what was going on there. So I said, how did you know I was thinking about, maybe selling or trading in some watches for something different? How did you know? How would anyone know? It's tough. Just tuning in. Sounds like I got a new gig. Yes, the 24th. Old Milk says new watch to celebrate the new job. Possibly. Possibly something less colorful. When I look at the Omegas and I'm like, what would these go good with? So we do polo shirts there. And there's three different colors. They're oh, big news. Rumor from Original C, bringing us the rumors. Says Moses the Jewelers is a paid shill for the National Seasoning Manufacturers Association and the American Spice Trade Association. Who knew he was a plant for dill all along? Big, as Logan Hall reminds us, Big Dill is always watching. Yes. I forgot. I forgot the dill in my spicy curry wings. What was I thinking? I should have topped those. I should have just, topped that whole. Maybe I could have served them on top of dill. I could have had dill spread out underneath the plate and just served them on dill. He's a watch diller, that is for sure. That is certainly the case. Johnny O says he's a shill for dill. Yes. Big Dill is always watching. So, but you never know. You never ever know. So yeah, I'm thinking about I might go look at some stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. You know me, I'm never satisfied. I'd like to just be able to be a one watch guy, just end it forever. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, those people I'm jealous of. Somebody can just have a watch. I used to be that guy, a couple of decades ago. But wouldn't that be the best? Just to be able to just like, yeah, pick up my watch. This is the one I'm going to wear. Wouldn't have to have silly polls like should I wear something in Chiefs colors or Eagles colors or anything like that. That'd be the best. But we shall see what is to come. I can't give a lot of clues because then we'll just be then you'd know. Then you would know. But we'll definitely be over at my favorite watch dealer's place. So that is probably a clue. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me get off that so I'm not make sure I'm not doxing anybody when I pull this up. But apparently there was this a New York meetup? Oh, see, I believe. I saw this in yours and Mr. G's feed, this picture. Definitely recognized the date of one Mr. Original OC, and I'm not sure exactly who the rest of those watches belong to, but what a mix! What a beautiful mix of watches. I see Omegas and Pateks and Rolex, and I can't even tell what else is there. AP, some of them I can't even read. There's some kind of vintagey Omega at the bottom. It's beautiful. Look at that. That looks like a bonus. New York City. Yeah, it was New York City. I thought so. Only because you had Back in the New York Groove playing on your story. So I was like, they must be in New York. So, but I'm not sure. Is that a titanium Yachtmaster? Obviously, your platinum day date. I see a Royal Oak. I see what appears to be maybe a Nautilus. Some kind of beautiful Patek. Looks like a day date. I can't tell this one between the Omega and the Patek. I can't tell what it is. And there's two at the top that I can't tell either in the picture. Let's see. You're a good man. Oh, thanks, Bruce G. Good game for the chat. Name all the references. Be specific. Bonus points for naming the owners. Homo says, is that a De Bethune? I didn't know the watch only let in real watch enthusiasts. Oh, man. I'm going to have to blow this up on my phone to see if I can see better what some of these are. I still can't tell. I still really don't know. I'm assuming Mr. G's is the Royal Oak. I know yours is the day date, but after that, I really don't know. If PK's there, he's probably is that a Nautilus or an Aquanaut at the top there? PK's Yachtmaster, Audio says. Is that true? I know PK has a bunch of Pateks. That's why I thought maybe his was the Patek. The music on this? Better to see. Was that a WhatsApp or was that I move that over? Huh. Interesting. There it is. Let me see if I can pull this up so that people can. There's two De Bethunes. Okay, so we got a Starry Varghese and another. I guess those two at the top would probably be the De Bethunes. What is the one? Let me see if I can pull this other thing up here. Let me get off the potential doxing screen for a second. OC was good enough to send us a video montage of this. All right, so let's go back, share this. Evidently, what we have here is super cool. All right, you ready?
It's super cool. It's sentimental. Yeah.
No, it's cool, man. Look at that. Finished on that 30, 40, 50 years ago.
I can hear.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that a show part? I wonder if that's John D.
What?
You know, I had like a jazz song in my head, like a. It's super cool. It's sentimental. Yeah.
So,
No, it's cool, man. Look at that. Finished on that 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Right here.
It's beautiful.
If that's a Chopard chronograph, I'm going to guess John D on that. What do you guys think? I have no idea who owns that beautiful gold Omega chronograph, that kind of vintagey thing, or this Patek here. But yeah, I'm going to go that I can guess that the Chopard would be John D. The day date would be OC, and the AP would be Mr. G. Buckley's Patek. Oh, is that the Tiffany? Ah. Look, hey, look at that. I guess maybe the most obscure, maybe the coolest in a lot of ways, because you don't see them very often of the bunch. Okay, so that could be Buckley's Patek, and it is on he's always talking about these different straps and stuff he's getting. So that could be that. Aha! The AP Royal Oak is indeed Mr. G. And yours is the day date, correct? It looks like your day date. Either that or you sold it to someone at the table. So those three I got. Buckley on a new D-lug strap. There you go. Day date is OC. All right, so we got some of them. I'm thinking is that I can't see the other side for the fins. I don't know if it's an Aquanaut or a Nautilus at the top there, but so PK has the titanium Yachtmasters. Someone did guess that right. Okay. I'm just so used to seeing PK in a Patek sports watch that I thought that would be the case. Whole Milk reminds us that Buckley needs to up his strap game. It's hard to find straps that fit those massive wrists. It's an Aquanaut travel time. All right. I have no idea who was that. Let's go back up here in the.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I have no idea who it was. Soon.
What?
Watch. But I have no clue who owns that. So I have no clue on the Day Bethunes, the Omega, or the Patek Aquanaut travel time. Excuse me. My least favorite thing in the world is whatever I'm not sure which medication it is, because there's a few that I take daily, but one of them gives me a runny nose ever since the open heart surgery. The DB25 belongs to the Jorn Identity. I guess I could have guessed that, but I didn't know. I've never met him or really had any contact with him, so it's hard to say. But what a collection of timepieces. This is why I always feel like an inferior collector. Look at these things. Let's start this video again. I mean, look at the.
It's super cool. It's
sentimental.
Beautiful.
No, it's cool, man. Look at that. Finish on that 30, 40, 50 years ago?
Yes. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I'm 8 years old. So it's probably the only one up.
What?
Yeah, that's what you get. I don't remember what I ordered for dinner.
You know, I had like a jazz song in my head, like a.
Like jazz.
It's super cool.
It's sentimental.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, it's cool, man. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm not sure who would be the owners of these, but so we have a mystery guest. Oh, I can't guess that. I can't guess the mystery guest. I'm not Scooby-Doo or Shaggy. The Omega also belongs to John D. That would make sense. I didn't guess a double. I should have thought about that because I know he likes vintage Omegas. When I saw the show part, I was like, I'm gonna guess John D on that. Whole Milk says the DB lugs look great for collecting dead skin. Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna, create some of that, I guess. I guess any watch is good for collecting dead skin, right? Wouldn't you say? I mean, even an Omega will collect some dead skin. Yeah, that's why I always feel like an inferior collector. I see these amazing pieces, but that's also why I feel blessed in a way that when you meet up with people, they're like, "Hey, look at my watch," Even if it's OC's tiny Daytona, I still got to put it on my wrist and show everybody how small it looks on my wrist. But I mean, everyone's so gracious in, hey, check this out. I mean, I get a kick out of it because I get to play with watches that I'm never going to own, a lot of these watches. I'm never going to want to, step up and pay that kind of money for these kind of watches. I do okay, but I'm not, like super wealthy or anything. I got to have a jarb and stuff. I collect nice watches. And they're expensive, even 10 grand and under is an expensive watch. $7,100 watch is expensive. Most people think I'm insane for having a $7,100 watch. But these, you get to see some pretty amazing timepieces when you're out with these guys. And even when we went, no, OC was with us. I had the tour at the 1916 company, formerly Watchbox, formerly Goffberg, I don't know, they've been formerly a lot of things, but they're 1916 company now. And they gave us the tour, and then at the end we went. They maybe asked at the beginning if there were watches we were interested in seeing, and everybody threw out a couple. Of course, I said, "Got an aqua timer, send it out," and I got to be hands-on with the aqua timer a little bit, but there was like FP Jorns and Mosers and all kinds of stuff, like stuff that you don't really get to handle. Lucky bastard, congrats on the Eagles, but he was there and he had his Vacheron and a Panerai that I'd never seen before. I mean, it's just kind of cool to be able to get hands-on with a lot of these things. That like I said, I'm never gonna own a Stradivarius, you know what I mean? But if somebody has one, they're gonna say, "Hey, check this out." I mean, they're like, "Oh my God, thank you." And even the Daytona, I mock it for its size, but it's a beautiful watch. OC's Daytona is freaking gorgeous piece, and just to be able to be hands on with that for a couple minutes and try it on. And I mean, that's just, that's part of what makes the hobby so great, is that people are willing to share. Maybe Content says, do you have to be a watch enthusiast to come to these meetups? I don't know that it's absolutely required, but it helps. I know the couple times I've met up, everyone brings something special or whatever they happen to like at the time. And the first time I met OC, he was wearing the Pepsi. The Pepsi. I got to try on a Pepsi. I tried on at a AD before, but it's different when you get to put it on for a minute and take a look at it, take pictures of it, hang out with it for a minute or two. It's a beautiful watch, It's not my favorite watch, but it's a beautiful watch. I take nothing away from it. Just, personally, I'm not like, it's not my favorite, but, or I believe Double D had his Guinness. It was the first time I really had hands on with a Guinness. Mr. G and his Elegant. Get to see that a couple times. What a cool, interesting watch, Whole Milk says, just a hype investor. Like, oh, come on. OC, please tell us Buckley went on his Dave Bethune is a losing proposition rant at the table. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, but these are amazing looking pieces. Let me do this again. Just in case somebody's in my inbox that we don't want to dox. Check out. Did I get another message? I did not get another message. Or did? Oh, I did. I got a bunch more messages. Or pictures, anyway. Damn. Oh, that looks amazing. Look at the plating. Oh, I didn't show it. Let me share it. Look at the plating on this thing. That's how you know they're doing it right. You know, I love the plating. Is that like a bolognese? The hate stream says only high value donors are allowed to attend. I don't think that's true because I've been to a couple and I'm certainly not like a high value donor or anything. I'm a donor, but I'm not a high value target or anything like that. Nor do I have a high value collection. I have Pepperdell. Yeah, Pepperdell is the noodle. That's a big, thick. I love. I'll make things with those noodles like stroganoffs and stuff like that. Swedish meatballs are great with a pepperoni. For me, I like the noodle, or just a red sauce. Normally, I won't do a meat sauce. I'll do like a pomodoro. It's more of a tomato and oil sauce. All right, I'm gonna have to let the cat in. I'm sorry, guys. It's getting to that point. She's not giving up. Shadow the cat is not giving up. Hold on one second. Amuse yourself. Here, let me flip to the next picture here.
Okay. Guys, we're here at the dinner, New York City dinner. We got Shelby, John, Buckley, Sean, Ryan, myself, and PK. And this is the watch that earns PK the trophy, the Colony Trophy. And it's my pleasure now to present PK with the Colony Trophy. Okay, guys, we're here at the dinner, New York City dinner. We got Shelby, John, Buckley, Sean, Ryan, myself, and PK. And this is the watch that earns PK the trophy,
Oh, look at that trophy.
the Colony Trophy. And it's my pleasure now to present PK with the Colony Trophy.
Look at that. Oh, PK. Nice.
Okay, guys, we're here at the dinner.
Very nice. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty amazing. Looks like a good time. Thanks for sharing it. See, we appreciate it. What speaking of the watch colony, is the watch colony like on winter break or almost as nice as PK to dress up to receive? PK's a really nice guy. He was when I went to New York last year. What a gentleman! What a fun guy! And we're kind of winding down dinner. So, I'm staying in Manhattan, and we take a train out. I have no idea where we are at this Italian restaurant. And let me see if I can find that actually. I'm sure somewhere in here are some. I'm gonna have to scroll for a while. So, but as far as I know, I mean, I have no clue where we are. So I said, dinner's kind of winding down, and I'm like, hey guys, I know that like PK drove there. I know that Tim lives in like Brooklyn or something. I know OC lives in Jersey. I think that Buckley's out like on Long Island or something. All I know is in my mind, no one is going back to where I need to go. And I have no idea how to navigate the train system, let alone at, 11 o'clock at night, whatever it was. And I'm just like, oh, shit. So I'm like, can somebody help me, get back to where I need to be? Because I also, when I got there, I left my bag in the car. I did the check-in on the app because I had to, I got there about an hour later than I thought, and I had to go meet Tim. So I'm like, like running. You know, my mind is scrambling. I guess what I'm trying to say, because I'm just like I have no idea where I need to get back to, or how to get back to where I need to get back to. You know, really not sure where we are, where I was. So it was a little bit crazy. Yeah, a little bit of a crazy time there. This is New York here. There I am in Times Square. Thanks, OC, for taking the picture. He says PK was wearing his custom Tom James suit. Shout out to Tom James. Mathis. Doxed. Who's doxed now? Who did we dox now? Yeah, so that's this is the trip in question. So I grabbed my backpack basically because I didn't want to leave my watches in the car because I had a couple extra watches that I brought with me. So I'm like, shit, so I had to get back to the car, and PK was so nice. He was like, oh, there's the Moritz Grossman and the animal himself. This to me was a nice picture because my dad retired from IBM. So that was right around the corner from the Booker time machine, if I remember correctly. Big Shoe. Omega. What a fun trip, fun place, exciting. It was kind of cool. It was around Christmas. Kind of nice. OC was made sure I got to see all the stuff at the time. Yikes. So this is near where the restaurant was, and I have no idea where I was. No idea where I was at this point. Yeah, I got to provide content. And part of my content is breakfast shots, but it is overloaded with breakfast shots, omegas, and blind dogs. You'll see an awful lot of that in my Instagram. The TPG edition Louis Vuitton backpack. Yeah. That backpack is so old. So old. That thing's probably 7, 8 years, maybe even older than that. I don't remember. It's an oldie. But yeah, that was it was a fun trip, but like I said, I had no idea where I was. But we had amazing dinner. Let's see. Yeah, I thought there was more pictures than that. I could play this without the sound so we don't get any kind of strike. Lamella. That's where we had the dinner. That ravioli was amazing. There's me and OC. Good time, great host. Like I always say, if you get a chance to meet people from the community, it's worth it. Kiss watches. It's definitely worth the time. Oh, there was I was amazed that these people just they roll out these blankets or sheets and they just throw whether it's fake Louis Vuitton, fake Gucci stuff. There was one guy had a stand full of fake watches, and they just. But I don't know if they ever get told they gotta leave. That was Philadelphia with the boys. What a good time! Recommend it highly. And if you get a chance, go meet some people. Get out of it. Exit your shell a little bit. They're watch fans. Everyone loves watches. And it puts a little reality to it. So he says meeting up with great people in our community makes all the nonsense on these streams worth it. Maybe. Yeah. It does though. It really kind of humanizes everyone. You get to know people and see what they're like off stream. Most people are similar, but cool. I mean, it was great. Buckley was hilarious, just like he is on the streams. The OC was always a gracious host. Mr. G, what a wonderful guy Mr. G is. PK, like I said, drove us, but he drove Buckley, and he just got his new BMW, and he dropped off OC and Buckley at the station so they can get their trains. Took me right. Actually, I needed to go to the garage, not to the hotel, because I needed to get my bag. But the hotel was just like a block and a half away from the garage. But put the dropped me right off. I mean, I said, we were coming up, and I said, you know what? I think it's right here. And he's like, oh, okay, drop me. I mean, boom, right to the door service. So that was cool. And like I said, what a nice guy, what a good guy. And to have those experiences, it's good. Evan G, another good guy. Lucky Bastard, another good guy. I mean, the people that I've met have all been just amazingly gracious, nice, fun, good times. Watch talk. I was kind of excited when I went to Philly the second time, because aside from the watches that everybody had with them, we, Evan G and I went to some watch stores and stuff in Philly. And then we went to Govberg and I think somewhere else with some watches. And then we went out to King of Prussia and went to the AD, went to Booker and the Omega and Tag ADs and stuff like that. Johnny O says 6,000 breakfast shots, 12,000 eggs, 1,000 dozen eggs, $9 a dozen equals a new Rolex. It's the new math. Please describe the experience of hanging with Satan in human form. Oh my God. He gets a little bit of a bad rap, because when you meet him in person, that's a good guy. And very, like I said, very gracious host. At the time, he's coming out of work, he comes down and meets us, and then we start gallivanting around Manhattan. And aside from stopping at some watch stores and being a little bit late to meet Buckley for dinner, wanted to make sure that I got to see the sights. It was, let's go, make sure you see some of what's going on here in New York City at Christmas. So it had been a long time since I've been to New York City, and I don't think I'd ever been there around Christmas. So that was kind of cool to see. Good morning, John D. I was just talking about I saw the show part on the table. We were trying to guess whose watches were what. Hold on. Let's go back to
It's super cool. It's
No, it's cool, man. Look at that.
We were looking at these watches
30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yes.
trying to identify. I didn't realize that you had two watches. I saw the show part. I'm like, that's got to be John Dee's. Satan put a voodoo hex on me last time we were in person. Oh, you got hexed? Damn. Tell us about the show part, Milla McGill, John D. Yes. I saw that and I was like, that's got to be John Dee's. We talked about that watch once, and it's got to be your watch. And it was. And I didn't see the Tiffany on the Patek or on the stamp on there. I guessed Buckley on that one. I got a few of them right. But yeah, when you get a chance to meet people from the community. I mean, they're all very nice. They're very kind. They're very gracious. They're, why do we gather like this? Because we love watches. And what happens when you meet other watch collectors? You get to see watches and talk about watches and find out the experience people have had with them. Get a little hands on with them. Hear the story behind why they bought it. That type of thing. That's what really makes the hobby fun. We just don't do enough. Hold on. This is what I wanted to share. Let's go to around 22 minutes. Oh, geez. What the heck happened there? All right. So I was supposed to share this the other day, and I forgot. Well, I got it late. Pull it up. Very fun watch that Chopard the Competitors Edition. I remember you saying that. For participants in the most beautiful car race in the world, this model was from a race participant, number 386. Yes, that is true. We've had that discussion before about that watch. Because we were talking about Chopard, and I started somehow Chopard came up, whether it was whatever we were looking at. And I said, they just don't seem to get enough love. And then John D was in the chat. He's like, well, I love them, and here's why. So very cool. But I also wanted to pull this up because original OC sent me this the other day. And let's see here. Let's make that full screen. Let's do that.
The food was good. The music was nice. We all had a great
Hi,
time.
Natalie. I thought you said 22 minutes.
Came by to see Charlie at CRM Jewelers have the new Patek Philippe Cubitus reference 50.
Look at that guy.
In stainless steel and rose gold.
I like it. You see,
You
I
do?
take it back. I love it.
So, but you said that you hated it earlier.
Because I never seen it in person.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
You guys watch that for a minute.
Yeah.
You got a puking cat now.
45.
See, it
You
looks
all right?
good to
It
me.
really does, actually.
Shadow?
It's killer.
Oh my god, I like it. Call Dan. He needs to buy it.
That looks amazing on you.
I love it.
What are they going for?
Is it about 62, something like that? 66?
Retail?
I was
Retail.
in my
Yeah,
watch
retail a
account.
little bit over 60,000.
And what about what do
Okay.
you think of market value is on this?
Market value on those is about between 80 and 100,000 right
80
now.
and 100,000. Oh, so not too far from that. Really.
Yeah. Keep in mind the Nautilus is a 85 to 100, but those are just steel only. This one is the rose two-tone, so steel and rose gold. This
I
one-
hate two-tone. I
but
hated the
but-
Cubitus. I hated Patek's approach on this, but I really like this watch.
put it on the wrist. You will be transformed. Wow.
I'm so sorry. I was talking Patek.
That looks really good.
That's good. Oh man, I have a perfect wrist for it too.
Cubitus, baby, it's back.
It kind of reminds me of those like the Piaget cocktail watches that
Yeah.
have a smaller band with a big face on them, and the 45mm case that I thought was going to be ginormous since the watch profile is so thin.
Yeah.
Bro, Patek knows what they're doing.
It is a wide watch. Don't get me wrong. It's a wide watch, but it looks fantastic.
My favorite part with this new clasp is that you have the micro adjustment. So if you've had way too many drinks or you're in that Miami heat and your wrist swells up, well, don't worry about it. The watch is not going to look crazy on you. You stretch it out on both sides. I talked so much shit about this watch just to fall in love when I met it.
Don't ever underestimate Patek Philippe.
Never.
It's our last day in
There you go, guys. Oh, shit. Sorry. Hold on. Let's go back and replay with better audio. Sorry about that.
Stainless steel and rose gold.
I like it. You see,
You
I
do?
take it back. I love it.
So, but you said that you hated it earlier.
Because I never seen it in person.
Would you wear it?
Yes.
But it's a 48mm.
I don't care.
It's 45.
It's 45?
45.
See, it looks
Oh,
great
wow,
on
it
me.
really does, actually. This is killer.
Oh my it. Call Danny. He needs to buy it.
That looks amazing on you.
I love it.
What are they going for?
These are about 62, something like that. 66.
Retail?
Retail.
Retail,
was
retail.
leaving my
Yeah,
watch
retail a
behind.
little bit over 60,000.
And what do you think of market value is on this?
Market value on those is about between 80 and 100,000 right
80
now.
and 100,000. Oh, so not too far from the Nautilus.
Yeah. Keep in mind the Nautilus is a 85 to 100, but those are just steel only. This one is the rose two-tone, so steel and rose gold. This
I
one,
hate two-tone. I
but
hated the Cubitus. I hated Patek's approach on this, but I really like this watch.
I know. Put it on the wrist. You will be transformed. Wow.
I'm so sorry. I was talking Patek.
That looks really good.
Oh, that's good. Oh man, I have a perfect wrist for it too.
Cubitus, baby, it's back.
It kind of reminds me of those like the Piaget cocktail watches that they have a smaller band with a big face on them, and the 45 millimeter case that I thought was going to be ginormous since the watch profile is so thin.
Yeah.
Bro, Patek knows what they're doing.
It is a wide watch. Don't get me wrong. It's a wide watch, but it looks fantastic.
My favorite part with this new clasp is that you have the micro adjustment. So if you've had way too many drinks or you're in that Miami heat and your wrist swells up, well, don't worry about it. The watch is not going to look crazy on you. You stretch it out on both sides. I talked so much about this watch just to fall in love when I met it.
Don't ever underestimate Patek Philippe.
Never.
There you have it. Was that better audio? Logan Hall wants to know, did you buy a Cuban chain, OC, while you were there? Oh, incoming, perhaps. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. You got to have your Cuban chain. I got to apologize that the cat was thrown. Now the cat's thrown up. Puking up her breakfast. Ugh. Cats. Pets. What are you going to do? That Sherman downstairs, he pooped after breakfast. He always goes, he's got a little pad he goes over to poop on, but still annoying. Smelly. Who wants to clean up dog poop? Blind dog poop. What has my life come to? Mathis, take me away. Bring me to Florida. Get me out of this madness. But that was kind of cool to show. I saw that video. I think he showed it on one of the other channels before, but he sent it the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. The Cubitus, always a divisive subject piece because of the people didn't like it. They didn't like the size. They didn't like the size of the movement compared to the size of the case. They didn't like, was that Philippe DeFore or whoever was, who was the guy? Was that come out saying people who hate it just can't afford it or something, they're not really our customers or whatever it was he said was a little condescending. But every time I see it in video form versus just, renderings and pictures, it looks better. It seems to fit more wrists than you would think something that size would. Probably partially due to the square nature of the watch. But that was cool. We love to see that. I'm thinking about making a trip to go look at some watches. Probably go see my boys out at Joyce's Jewelers. See if they got anything new in stock in the used department. It looks like the same Rolexes we looked at before. Cartier's still there. That's a Ballon Bleu. It's actually a nice watch. I tried that on. This watch just seems like a steal for some reason. This Speedmaster Moon Phase. So they've got a couple customers that just buy and trade constantly. And I think I was there when this guy bought this watch. And he evidently traded it back in. So this is an automatic with the caliber 9904. Liquid metal. What the heck's that saying? Liquid metal technologies. All right, fair enough. Does not have the new Speedy bracelet, but that bracelet's nice. It's just not as comfy as the new one. But that just seems like a steal at $89.50 for that watch. I don't think it's anything I want to buy, but I love these. Wish they put the new bracelet on this watch. The Summer Blue. Looks like we got a 18 karat red gold limited edition Omega. It kind of looks like the new release that they just came out with. This one has a small seconds and a pie pan, but it's similar to the one that they just came back out with. They don't have a year. Does not have a warranty card, but it must have came from Govberg to service because it's probably a 1916 purchase. So it's got to be at least 10 years old because it says coaxial chronometer on it, not coaxial master chronometer. But what a cool watch. Interesting. Hey, if they got anything else in it, looks interesting. A new gold Breitling. I see that. That's always interesting. Sorry about that. I got distracted for a second. They still have. Looks like they sold one of the Grand Seikos, but they still have their version of the Oreo GMT and the green Sport Collection GMT. Very cool. Still got the Great Barrier Reef. Like that watch. The rectangular is fairly new. Some Norcanes and an Alpina. Huh. See if they got any new Omegas in stock. So far, it looks like the usual suspects. Yeah. I may not have updated in a while. No Time to Die. These new Seamasters are nice looking when you see them in person. These no date versions. But you do give up the ceramic, some of the ceramic bezel and dial and stuff that you're used to on them. I always like this watch. I know it's impossible. It's a ridiculously it's a ridiculous watch. So it's bigger than the normal dimer. It's a all black. It's black on black on black. Somebody unboxed one of these once. I can't remember the kid's name. Might have been like Ryan or something, but he unboxed this and a Submariner at the same time. And these watches are really cool in person. I mean, they're big and they're just black. I mean, it's really kind of impossible to tell the time on it. It's not a practical watch, I must say. Let's see. Got anything else here? And you got the Ultra Deep. Two-tone 300M. They do have the Oreo, the aforementioned Oreo. The first implementation of a black and white ceramic dial is this watch. And they kind of didn't make this watch for a couple years. It kind of disappeared for a little bit, then they brought it back. But this one has the ceramic dial. the high gloss rhodium indices. Plus the Omega logo and the GMT are in the high gloss as well. It's a thick monkey. It's like 17.1 thick, so it's almost a millimeter thicker than the regular Planet Ocean, but it's a cool watch. Beauty. Some Speedies. Good stuff. I don't know. Go look at some stuff, see what's out there, see what I'm thinking. Always looking for a deal, of course. What do you want, Shadow? Are you feeling okay? You all right? You okay? Or Shadow? Now she's purring. She seems okay. Breakfast must not have agreed with her this morning, which is unusual because this cat loves to eat. She's my hungriest pet. But what are you going to do? Pets, they get sick. They're like kids. Sometimes they get sick. You want to go back up? Hold on. She's old and doesn't jump very good. Sorry about that. Maybe she'll lay down for a little bit and relax. Get into, yeah, there she goes. Got to look at, let's see, while we're looking at things and things that I'm thinking of, let's head on over to our good friends at Nashville Watch. See if they got anything new and interesting. When I eschew my love of Omega and just buy a Rolex? Doubtful. Still has the 40 millimeter and 39 millimeter Explorers, as well as the green dial OP, a beauty. A couple of Air Kings. I've never been a fan of that Air King. A Chopak IWC. That looks like a deal on that IWC. $48.50. Seems like a steal. It's a 41 millimeter green dial chronograph. Date. August of 24 card. It's got all the stuff. You can extend those IWC warranties out to 8 years. Panerais, Speedies, Bond, 38 millimeter Aquaterra black lacquer. Some Tudors. They do have the Logan Hall's grill streams in stock. Excuse me. This is I wish they made this one in a 41 because I love the look of this watch. I love the master chronometer, the new case, the lollipop on the seconds hand, so you only have 2 snowflake hands on there on your GMT. So you can actually see some of the watch. Yes, we were talking pet projectiles in a relaxed format. Oh, what are you gonna do? I just heard her heaving up over there. Poor girl. Maybe she ate too fast because she knew that I had a stream upcoming and she wanted to run up here and be a part of it. You never know. You can never tell. Just like you can never tell what it is I might be thinking in my watch. Looks like we sold a titanium Yachtmaster and various other Rolex. I would imagine Rolex is their number one. So he has pretty decent prices on things, comparatively speaking to some of the other sites you go to. Not a lot of haggling, but he has some decent stuff. Like I said, I pointed out before, I thought this was a pretty good price for this watch. These were going kind of 910. I think it's like 77, 7,800 for one of these new. So 83.50. You factor in taxes and stuff, what you'd pay, waiting. Do you have to buy something else? It's not really a bad deal. Got all the cards. Got a 10 of 23 card. Full links. They always put light swirls and stuff, but most of their stuff is pretty clean. You look at the bezel and stuff, I don't see any marks on it. Love that dial. That 369 with the triangle is just such a classic look. I love it also because it's a little different than what you normally find on a Rolex sports watch. Many of which all look the same. But there's those watches. I wonder if anybody else has anything I might be interested in looking at. I don't know. Who knows what I'm going to do? If anything, it's hard to say. But there is the possibility. Keeping open the possibility anyway. I know Muhammad Ali has this watch. I think it's good looking. I think I might get tired. You know, like I keep talking about like wanting to have a 1-2 watch collection. I think that green I might tire of. I'm not sure. I really prefer the blue or the black in that watch. I just think a blue. Let's go look up. Look up what I'm talking about so we can just see it. There we go. Here's a. Geez, that one seems expensive. That one seems a little expensive. Let's share the tab. But at least you get an idea what I'm talking about. 11,000 seems like a lot for that watch. 2024, original box, original papers. But that blue sunburst style I think is beautiful. I think it's a little more timeless than the green in my estimation, but yeah, it could just be a kook. I even like the old man version. I think this is a good looking watch. Look at that sunburst style on that thing. I'm a sucker for the simplicity of that dial, for that brushed oyster bracelet. There it is in the black, sunburst. Hard to go wrong with something like that. If you get one new at what, $7,000? Those are still a little under $7,000, I think. You guys need to remind me. I don't shop the Rolex very. But that could be a one and done watch. That Explorer could be a one and done watch. An Aquaterra could be a one and done watch. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be thought of in that vein. What do you guys think? I think that's a gorgeous piece. I know everybody thinks of it as the cheap entry level Rolex, but 41 millimeter case is a good size. The dial different than when you see all the sport watches. The oyster case, the oyster bracelet, just a beauty. It's a beautiful watch, very well put together watch. Do you need anything more than that? We want things better than that, but could you be happy with that as a one watch collection? I don't know. You tell me. I probably could. I think it's good looking.
very versatile, does everything you need. It's kind of like, the reason I like the Aquaterra is it kind of does everything. Love the bracelet. Huh. What are you going to do? When we're doing our tour, go see if European watch company's got anything new and fun in stock. The Mad One Green Lucky Clover, $42.50. Older Explorer, 2006 Z series. Daytona, date just on the Jubilee, 36 millimeter. Deep Sea James Cameron, Blue Z. An Aquanaut 5066A, 34 millimeter. Tiny watch. Excuse me. Nautilus Ellipse. 50 Fathom 75th anniversary. Limited to 70 pieces. The aforementioned in the stream Pepsi. The world's ugliest Reverso. Some interesting stuff. Grunfeld, 52.5 for that. For a small seconds watch. Damn. On a rubber strap. Damn. I gotta say, before I would spend 52.5 on that Grunfeld, I would definitely investigate these next two Pateks. Because if I was going to spend 52.5, what's the difference? Going to 56.5 or 59.9 and getting a Patek. Beauties. Let's see what they have in my favorite brand, the Omega. Two-tone 300M chronograph. That's a big watch. Trilogy set. And they got the Summer Blue Ploprof. Speedmaster Racing in white. That seems to be on everyone's site. Seem to be a lot of those. Planet Ocean 37. Oof, tiny. They got a CK-59 in Olympic Games. Ultra Deep. This is actually really nice. It's not my favorite version dial on this watch, but it is actually really nice. That orange bezel is fully loomed, like the normal. Oh, they got the second strap with it as well. There you go. That's a deal. Two straps. Two straps at 10750 with a loom bezel and a 18 millimeter thick, 18.1, 45.5. Definitely lucha size. Stunner. Good deal. Another CK-59. There's another Ultra Deep. And that one's probably my least favorite Ultra Deep. Is that white and blue dial. Boutique Edition Coaxial Seamaster. Good looking piece. A 38 or a 38. Another 38 millimeter black lacquer. Too small. So sorry. Sorry to my small wristed audience members, but that watch is just too small.
Cog Ken thinks the OP is too basic even for Rolex. Which one? The OP or the Explorer, or both? It's unassuming, that's for sure. Those watches are very unassuming. You know, there is not a lot going on there. They are very, 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 very plain. Maybe I'll buy an aqua timer. Make whole milk happy. It worked for Britt Pierce. I'm sure she got millions of views on her aqua timer video. Maybe it's the wave of the future. They don't have the aqua timer I'm looking for there. Let's see if there's any aqua timer deals. There's a specific aqua timer that I love. Let me go here, and I like the black dial. For it to be in the United States, I would prefer it to be one of these, because 22 and up, you get the new 5-day power reserve movement. It doesn't look like any real deals here, but this is the watch. Stunner. Absolute stunner. What year is this? Does it say what year this one is? 2023. So yeah, it's a new movement. Good looking piece. This one for $53.75. Like new and unworn. Year of production 2022. Original box and papers. Yes, June of 23. Cool watch. You don't see it every day. Part of the reason that I like it. Bad box. Interesting. It always comes back to the aqua timer, doesn't it? We always end up there. The OP black is the one he says too basic. It's a beauty though. I know it's basic, but sometimes a simple three-hander without a date is a good thing. What are we gonna do? How many upvotes do we got on this silly stream? 11. I think we're short. We had like 20 people watching at one point. I think we're down a few, but I know everyone's at work and doing stuff and all that. I get it, but I'll just be your background entertainment if you're listening. How's that? Felt so bad for the chefs, for the Chiefs, and how poorly they played. I started to wear the Chiefs watch. Beauty. Cursed, as Buckley would say. Get rid of it. It's cursed, I believe, are his words of wisdom as far as that goes. That's your aqua timers. Let's see. What did I want to look at? I saw one of these in a feed. It reminded me I hadn't looked at this watch in a while, and I like this watch. I don't like it 16.5 worth, but pretty cool watch. And St. Barth on the. So not only do they sometimes shorten L. Angeles, St. Barth is actually St. Bartholomew's. They shorten the St. Bart's. One of the 2 weeks of my honeymoon was spent on the island of St. Bart's. Stayed at the Hotel Guanahani, I believe. Beautiful Florida. St. Bart's like a volcano island. Beautiful place. Good food. French people. Lots of French people. That's in the French West Indies. And when people are not around, the French people can be very nice to American tourists. But when there's other French people around or speaking French, they can be pretty nasty as well. But I always thought this was an absolutely stunning dial on this watch. Maybe. Look at that thing. Just what a good looking piece. Sometimes you need to remind yourself of the things that look good. 7,500 seems cheap for this. This is a boutique edition in the green. And that does not 7,500. You hardly ever see these at a good price. Excuse me. They're always expensive. In the green rubber with the deployant strap. Beautiful movement, beautiful watch. Very cool, very different. Would not be a one watch collection watch, I do not believe. More because of the color, I would think, the green. If they have a blue, the BW as I like to call it, that would be. I had the black no date. That was a beauty. I have just a. Here you go. I think this is the BW watch. Beauty. It's gorgeous, I must say. You can, maybe with the blue or the black, you could one watch collection it, but the green, I don't know that works. Which are you trading up for the Platinum 321 that just got released? Nah, I'm not really a NASA guy, so like the whole Moonwatch thing just doesn't. Karl Barth is rolling over in his grave with his new sainthood. Yeah, I didn't think that was a bad price for that either, BW. Either one of those. Not too bad. Those are not cheap watches. And you don't find a lot of them, so it's hard to find a deal on these Polarises. But they're great watches. That black one I had was simple watch, but really nice. Yeah, like you see these other green ones, like 9,300. That's more what you expect to see. I actually had this one. The dial on that was like a sunray dial, sunray black in the middle, and then it was kind of a pebble finish around the indices and Arabics, and then it was a opaline black on the internal rotating bezel. This guy looks like he's got lots of straps for this as well. Look at that. Leather, rubber deployment, and the bracelet. What's he asking for this thing? $59.79. Not a bad price either. 2019 vintage. Very cool watch. I'm still a fan of these watches, but I prefer like BW's blue one. The green is nice, but the green just seems like something you can get tired of pretty quick, you know? You can definitely get off the green quickly. It's one of those colors. It was really hot a few years ago, and it's sort of backed off and not been as what did I want? There was an Omega I wanted to look up. I can't remember. We'll just look up Seamaster Planet Ocean. See what they got. I'm still bummed that they only make the summer blue, the normal Planet Ocean, in the 39.5 and not the 43.5. Because I think that's a good looking watch. I prefer that to the Ultra Deep actually, in the summer blue collection. And everyone likes this secret message, but yeah. Still like this watch. So I was talking about before with the high polished rhodium indices, the high polished logo and GMT designation, and the Oreo 22. You don't find a ton of these around because there was a little gap in the production. I don't know why, but there was a gap in the production on those Oreos, and they're out and about now, but they weren't for a while there. The 8906. So it's a 8900 like in this one, but with the GMT function. And again, for a mass-produced movement, nice looking. It's nice that you can see it. But you're going to get the quick set hour, so it's a true GMT. You get the double barrel coaxial escapement because the second number on the movement is a 9. And when you get into the bigger watches, Omega, they reward you with a better movement. To get extra 5 hours of power reserve. And again, I can't stress enough the double barrel coaxial movement. So anytime you have a double barrel movement, what it does is when your watch is fully wound or when it's winding down, it is going to run faster or slower normally. The double barrel escapement keeps that from happening. So you don't get if you fully wind your watch, it's going to run a little fast. When it gets down towards the end, it's going to run a little slow. This will take moderate your beat rate, better. So you don't have those kind of issues. We've got 14 people watching and only 12 upvotes, and 2 of those are me. That means 4 people haven't upvoted. Actually, it's probably more like 15 people haven't upvoted because there were a bunch of people in here before that haven't upvoted. They just got tired of me listening to me talk to my puking cat. Who wouldn't? Who would want to have to deal with that on a live stream? Not me. I would have tuned out an hour ago. But alas, there are still people here. Why? Why? It's the question of the day. I wonder if these have hit the market yet. One, and it's cheap. One of these Diver 65 60th anniversary editions has hit the market. I was kind of excited to see it in person. It's a nice watch. I don't know if they never really consider buying. Not quite true to the original. There are some variances. The bezel is polished stainless on the sides. It's not the PVD black that was on the original. And the wording on the dial is different too. The waterproof and anti-shock and 26 joules is not the same as the last release. Oh, leather strap. Who wants a leather strap on their diver watch? That just seems silly to me. But this watch is 2,500 retail. I've seen it twice. It's good looking. It's a 40 millimeter case. It's not very thick. I don't know if they don't really put the thickness on here, do they? No. But that one's coming from Italy. If you're interested. Let's see if they have any of my favorite carbon watch. They got a ton of them. Not a very popular watch. They've only made 1,000 of these. It's still available on the Oris website. Most Oris ADs I go to have one in stock. And there's a bunch of them here for sale. The problem with this watch is the price. It's like almost $5,000 new. That's crazy. That just seems crazy to me. To have that kind of price on that watch. But it's a beautiful dial. It's really, really cool. It's got depth. It's got color. It's got that gradient red. It's a carbon fiber case, 3D printed. Got some titanium on the back. Got the seat belt, airplane seat buckle, clasp. It's light. Nice watch. Not worth $5,000. Don't even think it's worth 3,500, but better than a lot of the prices you see on this thing. You know? Beauty. Love that watch. Probably my favorite Oris. John D says he likes the two-tone Oris 65 bronze steel. Well, let's go look that. Is that in the current catalog, I believe? Let's go look that sucker up. Bum, bum, bum. Would this be the one that we are speaking of? 2850, so it's going to have the Salida movement in it, which I kind of prefer. The blue dial. That seems to be a blue dial, two-tone, steel bronze, or Diver 65. It's good looking. Nice looking piece. They have these new. They're very into saving the earth. So they've got new packaging and such. But yeah, that's a great watch. I mean, it's 100-meter worth of water resistance, so it's not like a deep dive, big thick clunky watch or anything by any stretch of the imagination. And it's a nice design layout. It's a little basic, but when you do the bronze in there, it kind of adds a little pop of color. Seems to match the blue dial. I'm not crazy. I think we said this the other day. I think we brought this up. I don't know if it was this watch or one similar to it. I'm not crazy about that first link being stainless and then going to the bronze links. I don't know why you don't do a bronze link up here as well. Just aesthetically, but I mean, that's nitpicking it. It's a good looking piece. My next favorite Oris is obviously the Miss Piggy. Now, it's definitely not the Miss Piggy. I'm just making it up now. It's the Aquas Date relief bezel in gray, or the cherry. I like either one really, but this gray is really amazing when you see it in person. The sunray finish on it. It's just a good looking piece of kit. Just is very subtle. So the on the bezel, it's the relief bezel, so it's not the ceramic bezel, but the indices and Arabics on this and your triangle are polished, so it really catches. You get a lot of cool light play out of this watch, which is one of the things, as you know, that I love. I would imagine that is true. Yes. As the bronze patinas on the Diver 65, the contrast with the blue dial really pops. Yeah, that's cool. I was always kind of bummed out about the hold on one second, I'm sorry. This is about the job. The HR guy wants to talk to me, so that'd be cool. Go fill out some paperwork, get everything ready. So I'm ready to roll on the 24th. So I guess the word is out. It was a little bit of a secret there for a bit, but I guess the word is out that I will be returning to a former employee. I just asked them since we wear the monogram shirts. I asked them if wants me to come in Thursday and fill out some paperwork, get all that stuff ready. That's cool. I also asked if he can get me a couple shirts so I can have those ready to roll. You're probably watching the stream. Oh yeah, I would imagine. Yes, yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go on the floor until they, until such time as they need a another full time manager. But the good thing is, I like the people. I like the place. I'm familiar with it. I haven't been on the floor in decades, so that'll be interesting. I always come in as the TO guy, as the manager, but whatever. It also I can get on the medical, and it's as much as I like doing these shows with you guys during the week. I like to work. It makes me happy. Working makes. I'm one of those weird people that actually kind of enjoys going to work. It's not the initial part of it isn't really the gig that I was looking for, but it's a gig with a good company. Has a lot going for it, so I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Really, there's some people there that I really like. That really makes a difference. And the fact that they reached out to me was kind of cool. and the sales director for the Jeep store and the Kia store is a friend of mine, a guy I really like, have a lot of respect for him. Nice guy. We always worked well together, got along. The finance manager reached out to me last night. We've remained friends, for years since me leaving there, and she's super excited. It seems like to have me coming back. The HR guy's a good guy, young kid, good guy. Like I said, just nice to be thought of, and to have some place to go. I can make anything work. I'm a positive guy. So we will make this work and be a better person and happier for it. And, hopefully within, I think, I can't remember, 30 or 60 days, I can get on their medical, which would be a lot cheaper than paying for it out of pocket. Can't believe how expensive medical is. Redunculous. But yeah, I'm going to go back to 24th. That'll get me past all the stuff. I got some stuff coming up with Mom that she needs to get done. And so we'll take care of Mom for a couple more weeks, and then get back to work and get into the, back into the flow of things. Which also got me thinking about watches. Who knows what I will do? Who knows? But this is my second favorite Oris, is the one that's on the screen. This is that Aqua Date Relief. I just think this watch is really a good looking watch. When you see it in person, it's really pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. This is the Solita movement. So this watch is like $2,200, which seems like a steal for what you're getting. 43.5 millimeter case, integrated bracelet, the Solita, which is, that you can have that watch for a lifetime with the Solita movement. You're never gonna have to worry about having that, getting that serviced or anything, or spending an arm and a leg. Beautiful sunray finish on that gray dial. That relief bezel is cool. Great light play with the between the bracelet, the bezel, the dial. Things that I appreciate. It's a fave. It is big. It doesn't wear super big though, because of the way that bracelet integrates and the turn down on those lugs. It's really I don't think it wears as big as this 43.5. But I love a big watch. What can I say? I like big bezels, and I cannot lie. Another watch that keeps coming into my feed. Let's see here. Take that, go over there. Boom. This Notice Duality 2 Chasm Black. This watch invades my Instagram feed like you wouldn't believe. Pretty though. It's that company out of Los Angeles. It's a nice looking watch. I don't know if I'll buy one ever, but $800, not a bad proposition for what you're getting. That's a 40 millimeter, I believe. 40, yeah. 40 by 48. Quick release spring bars. Got the proprietary Nodex clasp. Taper's down to 16, so it's got nice taper. Got a cool sign crown. Obviously, your double. Got the internal rotating bezels, so you have your double crowns. Good loom. Nice looking. Just a nice looking watch. I like it. Every time I see it, I'm like, that's actually really nice looking. Yeah, I'm always a fan of the Legend Divers and the Polaris and all those types of things. That's just kind of it looks like a cool, neat way to have that as a part of your, something like that as part of your collection. I believe it's a Miyota movement. Right? Oh, here, movement. Let me click on that. Yeah, it's a Miyota. It's a 90-15, 41 hours power reserve, plus minus 8 seconds per day, regulated by a notice. No see-through crown or anything because you don't need one. But they're known for this, whatever this clasp is that they do with their their version of a T-Link or an Easy Glide or whatever they have in there. But 300 meters worth of water resistance, good looking piece for $800. There are dress watches that I look at and I'm like, oh, that's a good looking watch. And then I try them on, or even like the CK859. I pined for that watch and I finally got it and was like, really not that into it, at the end of the day. So probably not a lot of dress watches. I mean, I love that Omega that you had on the table at the dinner. I appreciate those pieces. I just don't tend to wear them. I'm much more of a, first and foremost, I'm much more of a bracelet guy. So you're gonna, all things being equal, either like a sport watch or a good all rounder on a bracelet, something that you can dress up or down, is kind of my thing. It is. It's beautiful. Let me go back to that. Hold on. Show this thing again because I thought it was a beauty. Let me get to. Hold on. I'm going to get back to the picture where it is. There we go. So the show part's stunning. Obviously, Buckley's Tiffany stamp is a good looking piece, but look at that Omega at the bottom. That's a beautiful watch. What year is that thing? It's absolutely gorgeous. 1963. That's the other thing. So when we talk about these, I was just talking about the Salida movement in that Oris. Not that an Oris is going to be, like an Aquas is a future money-making proposition, But a Salida movement, those old movements that anyone can work on, you can literally have those watches for a lifetime. And always know that if it's something happening needed to be serviced, there's someone who can. Does Buckley have it? It does look like it, doesn't it? It does look like it's on backwards. That's actually kind of strange. Huh. Interesting. Good catch there, D-Wood. Yes, he did. Yeah, I didn't really. I was just kind of looking at all the dials, trying to figure out whose watch was whose, and I didn't really look at it. But yeah, the strap is on backwards. Buckley, what are you doing? You're killing us here. They're killing us, Whitey. They're killing us. But yeah, I'm going to go look at some watches today and see what's out there in the world and go from there. But this Omega is gorgeous. The show part's the show part's cool. I like the show part. I think we talked before. I think they're kind of undervalued, underrated. And that the story, what's super cool about that chrono you have, that racing, is that there's a story behind it. That's part of the charm of watches as well. There's all, sometimes uh, there's an actual story behind the piece. You know, they literally are little memory keepers in a lot of ways. Match how his deployment works. But yeah, there's part of it is, I always, somebody said this to me years and years and years ago, that a mechanical timepiece, especially an automatic, it's like the heartbeat of what's going on in your life at the time. And as you move through that portion of your life and the watch is winding itself, it's a way of keeping memories, which I know is kind of sappy, soupy, whatever, but it's kind of true too. These things are more than the sum of their parts in a lot of ways. They really are. They're collectible. You can collect for different reasons. You can collect for the hype. You can collect for the excuse me, just to collect. You can collect on the fun little detail in the show part is the rubber strap has the tire tread for the vintage wheel. Very cool. So it's not a, let me make it big again. It's not a, let's see. Oh, it is, isn't it? At a quick glance, it almost looked like a skin diver rubber strap, but it's a tire tread. Very cool. One of my favorite, you can almost call it a shitter watch. Let me see if I can find one here. Let's see if I can't find. There it is. It's just a quartz watch. And it's my favorite driver of all time. It was the Senna. I always liked this black PVD quartz Formula One. It was really expensive for what it is, so that's why I've never owned it. But one of the things I always liked was it had kind of like tire tread in the leather strap. So I can appreciate that. I think they made an automatic version of this as well. It's $2,500. I think that's kind of retail on it. Is that new? It says light, new, and unworn. They made a stainless. They made these black and red complication ones as well, but they made a stainless version of that actual watch. I don't see it on here. I don't see that anyone has one listed currently. I think that's not it. Yeah, it's the black and red one. But there wasn't that's an automatic. It's a caliber 15 automatic. But they made one, a different one, a different version of this one. See if maybe there's a real picture of one. There you go. No, I don't think that's the Senate, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I always thought that was a good looking watch for a quartz watch. Senna, my fave. Kind of a Formula One without the clunky Formula One bezel that you find on those a lot of times. They weren't cheap for a quartz watch. They were really $2,600-$2,700, I think, new. I don't see any of the automatics for sale. Let's see if I can find one elsewhere. Jazz Time has or had one for $3,000. So that was the watch in the stainless. That's the caliber 16. He's got that on sale for $3,000. I didn't like it quite as much, but wasn't horrible. It's just the look I didn't care for as much. I've been working to build a car race inspired sub collection within my collection. The Chopard Magilla Hoyer Carrera 2448N, second execution, and then a vintage Daytona, perhaps. Yes. Get a vintage Speedmaster 57. That would be car inspired. But yeah, some of those car inspired watches are cool. And actually, just aesthetically, I preferred the quartz, the black, because I liked the way the sub registers were set on this one better. And I like the PVD on this one. So normally I'm not a big PVD fan, but it really worked on this watch for me with the way they did the yellow. 4 o'clock date. Will I have one at all? Let's see if we can't find. Is that a 2448N? Let's see. Can't find one. Interesting. That might be a little bit of a hard watch to come by. That would be. It seems like it's rare. But yeah, there's different ways to collect. I know, like Dear Artifact, huge NASA moon landing guy, loves all those speedies that go along with that kind of thing. Big fan. Loves to collect those watches. Snoopy's 321s, moon watches, that type of thing. He's a big fan of. Anybody else got anything going on? Anything happening in the world? Bueller. Guys, take advantage while you can. The 24th, I'm going back to work, or we're going back to Sundays only. We got 8 people still watching. And we've got 13 upvotes. Not the most popular stream we've done since being off work, but hey, what are you going to do? But link to breakfast. We can always end where we started, with French toast. Big road races are the focus. The Milla Miglia, estimated 1927. The Carrera Pan Americana, estimated 1950. And Le Mans 1920, or established, not estimated. 1923. Which race would an early Speedmaster be associated with? Yeah, I don't know. I just know they when it was originally introduced, it was introduced as a racing chronograph, not as a moon watch. Home Milk says make sure you put in a time off request for Watches and Wonders so we have live coverage. Yes. Well, we're hoping that on our Sunday show during Watches and Wonders, Thomas Burnett makes another flyby into the show to show us around, as he did last year, which was kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know that the Speedy was ever actually associated with a race. I just know that when it was introduced as part of the trilogy, it was the racing chronograph. Eventually became the moon watch, approved by NASA. But don't know after that. I do know that they like to time Olympic events. So if you're an Olympic fan, head towards Omega. I love Omega, my favorite brand. I like most of what they do. But breakfast, delicious. French toast, stuffed French toast. Again, stuffed that with, I mixed up some yogurt and seedless raspberry preserves. Mix that together for the middle. Got some zero sugar Ready Whip, some fruit, natural maple syrup. I agree with OC that pancake syrup is tastier, but it's so much more sugar. So for me, I have to go with the real maple syrup. And some maple apple sausage links and an egg. And the best part is, so you pour the syrup over there, you chop up the sauce, you get everything ready, and then you cut into that yolk of the egg and let it run through and bring that creamy umami-ness to the plate. And it's delicious. The museum collection is very nice. Yeah, I agree. Let's see if they got any of them. Here we go. The Sport of Timekeeping. Beauties. Classic looking watches. There's a lot going on in that one. That one's a little busy. That's a gorgeous watch right there. Absolutely gorgeous. Bicompax register. Pulsation scale. It's just gorgeous. Look at the lugs on that thing now. Damn. They don't make lugs like that anymore. Hardly, anyway. And 3 beauties right there. Did you see Breitling are rumored to be relaunching the Gallet? No, I did not. Let's see if we can't find something on that. Planning to unveil Gallet revival next month. Huh. That's not much of an article. Boom. Bradley and Partners Group, the private investment firm that took stake in the brand in 2017, have acquired the rights to Gallet watch, according to multiple sources at or close to Breitling. Interesting. Pretty watch. Breitling and Tag seem to be really pushing to make a comeback into the out. It's kind of weird because the comeback is to be more towards watch enthusiasts and less towards the mainstream, like they had both become. I think. Do you agree with that? Like the glass boxes and stuff, and a lot of things that Breitling has done. It just seems like they're trying to appeal more to get back towards the watch community. Gen G, is there ever a moment in my life that I am not lusting after an Omega? I mean, seriously. I love Omegas. I can't help myself. I always am lusting after some form of an Omega. I like most of what they produce. I can't help myself. They're my absolute favorite brand. It's true. Facts. You will always find a tab for an Omega website on my laptop, computer, phone, iPad. I think there's always an Omega tab open. I just can't help it. Esoterics in the chat. Good to see Esoteric. Says, I like Breitling quite a bit, but it feels like they are way late to the vintage inspired game. Yeah, they are. They are. I think the vintage inspired is losing a little bit of its steam. But like here, like this watch that's on the screen, I just clicked over the Omega site. But the this watch is very modern actually for an Aquaterra. They took away the teak deck, they changed the bracelet, like there's differences in the watch that are much more modern than what you normally find. We checked that out the other day. It's so small, Jen. It's so small. Like 37 millimeters. Hold on. This my one complaint with a lot of these micro brands is that they listen to the Britt Pierces of the world and the Teddy Baldassars and the small-wristed, tiny-wristed rat bastards that are always trying to say, "Oh, what small watches are making a comeback." I can't find that article. Let's just go over to Baltic. Baltic. There it is. This is the watch that Genji's talking about. We talked about this the other day. It's a cool watch. It's got a crown on each side. It's Endurapel. It's neat looking, but it is tiny. It's sold out. These guys, and Baltic does great stuff. They sell out their watches a lot. Yeah, 37 millimeters, 46 lug to lug. It's tiny. Teeny, teeny, tiny. I'm a size queen. Jen, it's not my fault. I'm wearing a 43.5 millimeter watch that does not cover my wrist. I get it. People used to wear small watches. We've evolved. Technology's improved. We've decided we want bigger. Bigger is better. Didn't anybody tell you guys? I need to start that phrase. get that phrase going again. Bigger is better. 37 is perfect for me. Yeah, exactly. 100%. And this is a cool watch. If they made this watch in a 41, even a 40, I'd probably buy it. Jen G says, tiny tank for Lucha. We can all agree Buckley has large wrists and he's rocking a 38 millimeter Patek that looks amazing. He hates it so much he put his strap on backwards. You can go more elegant case sizes. I just personally do not like the way small watches look on my wrist. I just don't. It's not my thing. I like something. It doesn't have to be 45 or 48 millimeters or anything like that. But, preference wise, it should be 50, 51, 52 lug to lug, 41 to 44 in diameter. And that makes me happy. Even this one's a little short on the lug to lug. This one's 49. So the lug to lug isn't really there. It is a big, thick, chunky monkey, though. Not quite as thick as the Oreo GMT we looked at earlier, but thick just the same. But when I look down, I like wrist presence. It's something that I like. But I hate the narrative pushed by influencers that watches should be smaller. John D says he's going to convince me eventually, one of these days. Look, that CK859 was a stunning watch. I didn't wear it. The only time I really wore it consistently was when I put it on on that Omega mesh bracelet, and everybody was so mad at me. The watch world hated that bracelet on that watch. I will agree, small watches mess with your brain till you get used to them. Yeah. I don't want to get used to them. That's the problem. That's one of the reasons I love Omega. Because when you increase your size with Omega, they reward you with a better movement. If you get a 38 millimeter Aquaterra, you get an 8800. You get a 4100 or 41 millimeter, you get an 8900. You get a Seamaster 300M, 42 millimeter, you get an 8800. You get a Planet Ocean 43.5, you get an 8900. They upgrade you. And I tried to wear and enjoy that CK859, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work. And I love that watch, but it just didn't work. For me, personally. But they're outside of the watch community. You get more people with, I don't even think my wrists are that big. I know a lot of people that have big freaking arms and wrists. And you get a bigger, I think there's a lot more big wristed people than we give credit for, because the influencers are all tiny wristed rat bastards like Teddy Baldassar, Britt Pierce. Tiny wrist. Tiny. Trying to make my watches smaller. I don't want a smaller watch. I want a bigger watch. John D does say that in the 39 millimeter you get 321. Is that really an upgrade of the movement, or is that an old movement? Just throwing that out there. I know that if you want the best Omega movement, you're going up to a 44.5. Joe, I know that because that's where you get the spirate. That's their best coaxial escapement. And that's the only one that you can get that movement in. John D says Talking Ed Teddy equals rat bastard. Tiny wristed rat bastard. When I met him at that Breitling event, I took the picture with him, and then I mentioned that. By the way, part of my shtick is that I make fun of your small wrists. I didn't tell him I call him a tiny wristed rat bastard. But he's like, I'm wearing a 40. I get it. I get it. He's a tall guy. He's like 6'3", 6'4". He's like 6'4". Tall, skinny guy. Go back in time here for a second. Hold on. I post a lot of breakfast pictures. A lot of breakfast, a lot of dogs, a lot of watches. But let's go back in time. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. There he is. I think he's like 6'4". There's the tiny wristed rat bastard himself. Look at that tiny wrist. Ah, hurts me to even look at it. He lives in Ohio, like Gen G. No wonder they both like small wristwatches. It must be in the water. Something happened with that train wreck that got all those chemicals in the water and made everybody say, you know what? We need our watches to be smaller. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there as a possibility. We can agree to disagree. But even his store is kind of skinny. His store is built like his wrist, long and skinny. You make a trip to his shop. His shop's really nice, and he was such a nice guy. Just as nice as he is in person as he is on the streams. He's a good guy. Yeah, we chatted for a while. Anybody who walked up to him started to chat. He was so good with his time and gracious, and just a good guy. Exactly like you would expect him to be. Well dressed, skinny wristed. Just from a non-watch perspective, put more components in a smaller case seems more impressive than having lots of space in a giant case for the same volume of components in a movement. Yeah, I guess there's something to that, but it doesn't improve the way that it looks on my wrist. The number of components, the size of the components, the making that smaller just makes it look small. I'm getting old. It's hard to read these things, Even, and it's funny because as the watch community says, we need smaller watches. You know what's happening outside of the watch community? Apple watches and Google watches and Samsung, whatever they do, they're all getting huge. They're getting bigger as they go. It's the same. I equate it to cell phones. If you guys remember in the early 2000s, there was a race to make smaller phones. The phones were getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then came the touchscreen phones, your iPhones. What was this? There was a Samsung had one. I can't remember what it was called, but those started coming out, and all of a sudden, it became the opposite. And then phones were getting bigger and bigger, and now you have Pro Maxes and stuff. Same thing. Eventually, you guys are going to find out, oh, fuck, these small watches suck. We need bigger watches. If we want small watches, we'll just go buy vintage stuff. We don't need you to produce more of those. There's plenty of those out there for us to pick up. We need bigger stuff. People have evolved. They have bigger wrists. Vacheron Constantin is up your alley, Mark. They make larger dress watches with rather wide lug width. You'd appreciate the scale and a Holy Trinity level dressy piece from Vacheron. Actually, my favorite, if I was going to buy a dress watch, I'll actually show you what that would be. We've discussed it before, but I think this watch is beautiful, and I believe it's 40 millimeter at least. And that is the Patek 5226G. I consider to be the most beautiful dress watch on the market. I love everything about this watch. I love the lugs. I love the case sides. I love the movement. I love the dial. I love the Arabics. I love the syringe hands. I think the Papatron, yeah. But this is, if I was going to buy an expensive dress watch, I would lean this way. I like these, and I like the Code 1159s. But this, just classic look. Just beautiful. It does have a field watch vibe with the applied Arabics. That, I don't know what you would call that dial, but damn. That watch clicks a lot of boxes for me. 40 millimeter case, textured charcoal gray, black gradient rim, gold applied numerals with beige luminescent coating. It's just a stunning watch. And this case side I love. Look at that case. Look at those lugs. It's a stunner. It's an absolute stunner. But again, it's a dress watch that has a little bit of sport element to it, which I think you can see where I'm going with this. I gravitate more towards the sport looking watches, and this kind of would cross those lines for me. Tro agrees. Patrick Phillip watches. He likes that one too. It's cool. It's a cool watch. I like the hobnail in the case. Yeah, the case is so cool. And the lugs and the brush and the polish. And I just imagine that is amazing in person. I've never actually held one. But every time I see it, I stop and look at it. And it's a 40 millimeter case, so it's wearable. Looks like the lugs are kind of long. But look at that dial. It's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, it has some sport vibe to it as well. A little field vibe, but it's a tasty bit. Just one of my favorites. I love the crown. I love the hobnail. I love the lugs. There's really not much about this watch that I do not like. Let's play the It's just so cool. How do you not like that? He says, same airbags. Whoop. Same airbags as on the Aquanaut. Oh, God. Really? Do we need an MBMF? Bulgari Serpentine? Does anyone ask for that watch? Let's go look. Really? All right. It's kind of a watch. Yeah, but that doesn't look like a watch. It's a problem. When I think of a big watch, I think, I think of something like this. A big, thick wristwatchy looking thing. It can go to 6,000 meters of depth. Or even, this. Or if you want to go a little bigger than this, they make the, we can get the 45.5 in the chronographs. But even this is a little bit bigger. 43 and a half, but it's 17.1 thick, I believe. And it's got a GMT feature. Who doesn't love a GMT feature? 17 thick, yeah. So I think comparatively speaking to my creamsicle, you're going to be, about a millimeter thicker. To take on their bulldog design, yeah. Yes, you are, Trouble. I don't like precious metal ones. I'm a stainless guy. Maybe a two-tone. I've owned a few two-tones in my life, but mainly I'm a stainless steel sports guy. Just not a Rolex guy, which makes me unusual. Everybody loves the Rolex. Don't know why. I need to find something. I need to run. Since no one's jumping on the chat today, I need something to show you guys so that I can run to the restroom real quick. Because these stupid diuretics that I'm on make me go to the bathroom a lot. It is what it is. It is what it is. When we're talking about the Planet Ocean, maybe we'll play the Planet Ocean video. That's 4 minutes. That'll give me plenty of time to run to the bathroom and come back. Sorry, guys, I apologize, but occasionally the Lucha has to run to the restroom. Like I said, they stated all this heart medication, and part of that is these stupid diuretics. And Aryan Submarine. Remind me to pull that back up when I come back, Jen. Remind me to pull that back up. I will be right back. But here, enjoy some video coverage of the Planet Ocean creamsicle. Hello. I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was talking with one of my friends, and he was talking about stuff, and he's like, "Well, why don't you like? I could technically qualify for disability, but I always like, why would I want to do that? I like to work. I want to make some money. I want to get out and about. I can do things. I'm healthy enough." But when I get the AFib and stuff, and that kind of stuff starts there, I go, well, you should be. Fuck that. I'll die at my desk. All right, so the Aryan Submarine. I don't even know what this is. I don't think Omega makes it, Jen. Let's see. Oh, this is the fake Glashuta. What size is it? The specs. It's definitely not tall enough. It's only 12.7. Roulette date wheel, that's cool. PVD coated counterclockwise rotating bezel with white engraving and superluminoma. Why doesn't it tell me the size of this watch? I think I would buy the Glashuta C. Oh, did I look up the wrong? That's the right watch. What size is that watch, Ted? I love the CQ. I think I'd rather have the CQ. And going back to Teddy's store, I tried on the big date Glashuta. Whole milk Lacey A-Rain Type 20. No, let's go look that thing. Oh yeah, we looked at these because this had that goofy cloud looking one that I was not a fan of. I don't know if I was looking at this, I might be more tempted by a 37. 10G. What are you trying to do to me? Home Milk says take any second watch and put it in the bin for me. Second. Interesting. I mean, if I was looking at something like that, I would probably be more apt to look at one of my favorite chronographs, which is it's this. There we go. It's a 41 millimeter watch, and it's this dial that I love. This petrol dial. Boom. The Longines Avigation Big Eye. I was looking for something that looked in that kind of range. I think that would be the way that I would go. I love this Petrodol one. I think it's amazing looking. I do love me a big pilot's watch. Really, I like the 43. The 43 is my one. Obviously, a homage. Yeah, the Aaron looks homagey. Now, this Longines. So, interesting story behind this Big Eye is that I guess that guy took one in to have it serviced at Longines, an old one, and they didn't even know that. So they looked at it like, what the hell is this watch? They didn't even know it was in their back catalog. They had to go research it to find this watch. So they released it in this and a black version. Father Artifact picked one of these up. He picked up the black one. But yeah, like Jen said, the Longines is cool. It is very cool watch. These, I think there are. Oh, geez. Sorry about that. Yeah, $38.50 retail. I'm sure you find deals on the gray and second-hand market. But it's a 41 millimeter case. It's 48.7 lug to lug, 14.5 thick. So not quite as thick as this. But it's kind of a badass looking watch. I don't know. I would pick that or something in that realm or look. And obviously, not the carbon. Not a big fan of the carbon one, but this watch I still love. The Longines Ultrachron is super duper cool. That is a very faithful reissue. I mean, Longines has such a huge back catalog that you can just get into these things. Here's the black allegation Big Eye. So it's $800 less. I think it's a little less polished, and the black dial. Very popular watch. That's one that Father Artifact picked up. And obviously, I've always been a huge fan of the Legend Diver. I love the new one. I hate the 39 millimeter case. But because I love the hands on the new one, the no date. There's all kinds of cool things about the new one. If I had to pick one, if you said, Mark, you need to buy a Longines Legend Diver, I would probably. I love the black one, obviously. Owned a couple of those. That yellow one's kind of cool, but the blue one catches my eye a lot as well with the Fume dial. Classic looking dress watch. Absolute classic. Hard to argue with something like that. If you guys haven't hit the upvote, please do like the stream. It helps. And it lets me know that you guys appreciate the content and want more. How else am I supposed to know? Sorry. Getting more messages. More stuff to do. The world is full of stuff to do. The Legend Diver, absolute. Ooh, a little power surge. Interesting. You guys still there? It says there's still 15 people watching. Yeah, that was weird. Well, let's go back and share screen. Share screen. So the CQ, good looking piece, made in Germany. Cool crystal, cool Arabics. Brian would hate it because there's only one arrow hand and not two. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? These are the watches I looked at Teddy's. That 41 millimeter GMT Navitimer was a really nice looking watch as well. That blue is beautiful. I'm not a big Navitimer fan, but it's good looking. The terracotta is a classic. I wish they made it in a 41. The black lacquer is a classic. That could truly be a one watch collection. The color is a little more than mine. The Ultra Deep. Big ass piece. Hey. The Super Racing. And some food. And more food. And more food. Well, that was delicious. That was a delicious meal. Yeah, so we're on to Thanksgiving. Just gonna go back through Irish coffee. Where's those Sheena Malley when you need them? Leftovers. Longines. Eggs in a basket. Oh, grilled ham and cheese with cheesy potatoes. Can't remember what that was. Oh, those were crab cakes. They kind of fell apart. That's right. That's why I made like a curry sauce for them. That was some kind of hash. Oh, that was the arroz con tocino. Yeah, that was. It's my friend's daughter, the wrestler. Always nice to see her. Oh, ham and bean soup. Don't like that watch. Love that watch. Chicken fettuccine alfredo. Or did I make that a Florentine? I made that a Florentine. And spinach and stuff in it. Mocha Loco. Yum. Mushrooms. Oh, that was when I was recreating Muhammad Ali's famous mushroom toast breakfast. There was another incarnation of Muhammad Ali's mushroom toast breakfast. It was sourdough toast with cream cheese, mushroom ragu, and an egg. That was my curried chicken salad sandwich and a soup. Yum, yum, yum. Little scampi action. Little Christmas dinner action. Christmas table setting action. Needed a scotch. It's a lot of work putting on those meals. And then it's a lot of work getting everything to be cooked at the right time. There was the big plate. Little ham, hash, and eggs. Lucha. Here are my thoughts on what, Genji? Uh-oh. Boom. The Cursed Watch with the fully illuminated metal, Penn State action, black shoes, basic blues, no names, all game. No name on the jersey. That's some old champions. But then they went and lost in the Orange Bowl. Pork roast. Sherman! Pork roast and sauerkraut. Hard to beat. The Laco Palermo 39. I had a Laco at one point. On 39. Who wants a 39 anything, Gen G? Nobody. Nobody is saying, give me a 39. The Pilot's Watch Basic. I'm not crazy about it. I don't like the orange when it's done that way. It's too much orange. You take some orange. That's a lot of orange. But I do like the Augsburg edition watches. I think they're good looking. They make, yeah, the blue one. Again, not crazy about the size, but I like a Flieger watch. I like a nice Flieger designed watch. Oh, you can get it in a 40 or 42 as well? Okay. This looks like a 39. They make a lot of small watches. What is wrong with the world? I actually prefer just the Arabics, 1 through 11 with the directional triangle at top in my Flieger watches, which is why one of my favorite watches of all time is, of course, the Big Pilot 43. I love that pilot's crown. I love the Arabic layout. This one has one of my favorite exhibition case backs on an IWC. It's got a super cool bracelet. Easy to size, easy to manipulate. It's just a great watch. It's just a great watch. Well, guys, we are at the 3-hour mark. I know. Time flies when you're having fun. Does anybody have anything else? I did want to run out to the watch store today and look at a couple things before. I need to get hands-on and look at a couple things. So I need to make 2 stops before I decide my next move. What will I do? What will Lucha do? I don't know. Nothing today. Today is check them out, see what I can do. Are there deals? Always love a good deal. Who doesn't love a good deal? You know? Oh, you're welcome, Gen G. I enjoy doing the streams. I hope you guys enjoy listening to me babble about things incoherently about watches that for some of the people in the audience are tens of thousands less than they would ever consider. I like oddball things. I like $10 grand and under things. I like things. But that's all right. That's why they make different watches. That's why they should continue making big and small watches. I'm not saying they can't make watches for small people. Treble, I can't tell. That's part of the problem. I can't tell you guys because then where's the shock value if I do it and unbox one of these days? You know what I mean? But I will tell you, if I do one of these things, it will be with the intent of just having one watch for a while. Starting off the new job with a one watch collection. There are brands. That's why I need to make 2 stops. There are 3 different brands that I'm looking at. But I can't tell. And I don't want to give up any secrets. You guys guess too quick. We don't raise enough money for charity because you guys just like, boom, pop them right in there. And you're like, damn, they got it already? And then if I don't do it, people are going to be like, well, why didn't you buy that Alpina? I love a good Alpina, though. Alpina makes a really robust sports watch, I must say. But yes, we're going to go look at some watches. And we're going to take a couple days to decide. We got the new job coming up. Looks like Thursday I need to go meet with HR. Cool. That's good stuff. I don't even know if anybody noticed, but you know, a lot of times when I start a new show, I like to change up the color scheme, and I went with the Eagles green today, just for lucky bastard. Thanks, Gen G. But yeah, you're in Ohio. If you get a chance, run up to Teddy's place. It's cool. It's small, you know. It's thin, like his wrist. He did say he wanted to move into a bigger place. The one disappointing thing there was that all those brands that he carries on his website, he's only got like 5 brands in the store. Yeah, when I walked in, it was Grand Seiko on the left, Breitling on the right, then Glaciuta next on the left. Blanc Pond was on the right. Now, that may have been a pop-up for the Blanc Pond at the time. I'm not sure if that was permanent. This was also the case where he used to carry like a mix of other stuff and then Omega in the back. It's not a very big store. My guess is he's looking at Casio and Richard Mille. Yes. I've been found out. I do love a good G-Shock, though. Got a bunch of those. Maybe it's a Grand Seiko. Maybe I've changed my mind and I'm going all in on Grand Seiko. I doubt that. Yeah, they do. If you're something specific you're looking for, tell them ahead of time. They'll have it at the store for you to try on. I did ask about an Ultrachron, but they didn't have one in stock. Because I was like, I've never actually seen it in person, just pictures and videos. And it looks cool in those. Maybe I'll buy a Longines. Probably not. Not for a one watch kind of collection. But I need to go take a shower, let the dog out, all that kind of happy stuff. Guys, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. If you're not a subscriber, please do. I'm just a couple away from 2,000 subscribers, I think. You like 20 more subscribers or something for 2,000. Been sitting at that number for a long time. If you know anybody or if you have an extra account, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button because you never know when I'm going to pop up a stream. And then even when I go back to work, I'll still have the Sunday streams because Pennsylvania is still a blue law state. It's illegal to sell a car on Sunday in the state of Pennsylvania, a law that I hope never gets changed. Treble, thank you. Oh, jeez. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yes, Jen, I will have fun. And as always, we like to go out from the beginning, get back to the beginning. So today's stream, we started with some food, of course. Those were my spicy curry chicken wings that I made for the Super Bowl. That's 8 of them, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I put 8 on the plate. Actually made a dozen. But I didn't want to cram up the plate. See what I do for you guys? That was a good time. The creamsicle, and of course, the Splenda French toast, stuffed French toast with sausage links and an egg, and some fruit. I guess this little thing of fruit. It wasn't a ton of berries, but it was red raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries in one little carton. They were on sale, and I was like, oh, that's actually the perfect one because I don't need a ton of berries. I just need some to decorate my food with. Johnny O says, what is the over under on how long the one watch collection stays in one watch? Hey, it's true as well. Thank you, Johnny O. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. You guys are the best. We're going to looch our way on out of here, and I'm going to move on, mosey on with my day. Hopefully somebody else puts up some content for you to watch if you're looking for something. And then I'll probably see if, well, I got to go to work on Thursday and do all that stuff. So maybe Friday. Maybe we'll do a Friday stream. What would you think of that? I don't know. That's why you need to hit the notification button, because you just never know when you're going to need to be notified. Guys, peace. And remember, bigger, better. Look how nicely that thing sits on my wrist. At 43.5, 16.1. The beauty. It's a stunner.